Okay, hello. Welcome to a possible series that I might be doing, not quite sure yet, of us redesigning Danganronpa 3 characters. We started with Tenko, but we don't have her speed paint. She's still at the end, and I'll talk about her design when she's shown, but for now, you're just gonna have to have the Himiko one. So the first off, right off the bat, I don't have a reason for this. I just felt like Himiko, she's chubbier in my mind, so I was like, just gonna make her chubbier, and so I did. I made her face a bit rounder. I know that normally when people gain weight, your chest grows, but I still need to do more practice on that, and I couldn't quite get it right, so I decided, you know what, it's also just flat-chested fat people as well. So I did that. Not much of her figure is even shown, really, because I did end up giving her like a big cloak robe. These are some of the notes that I jotted down. I liked the hat. I wanted to turn the cape into like a robe or a cloak. I wanted to keep her shoes and her tights because I thought they're super cute. But given that Himiko calls herself the ultimate mage and not the ultimate magician, I figured, you know what, she would probably dress the part. Did I say wizard? Ultimate magician is what I meant. But she'd probably dress the part more of a mage than a wizard. Oh my god, I did it again. More of a mage than a magician. Oh my god. And then I also wanted to reflect in her design that she is lazy, as we know her to be. She's a bit eepy. She's an eepy girl. So I figured that she would dress the part more of a mage, like a wizard, rather than a magician, because she calls herself the ultimate mage. So right off the bat, I decided to turn her like cape into an almost Harry Potter-esque sort of robe. I didn't want her to look too like medieval. I did end up making her entire outfit look very Harry Potter-esque, completely by accident. It started with the robe, and then when I was working on the skirt, I was like, she'd probably have just like a sort of pencil skirt, I guess, and then I was like, I'll give her a tie too, and a vest with like a collar peeking out. And she ended up looking like a Hogwarts student. Even though she's never shown in-game with this staff that she has in her splash art, I still wanted to like incorporate that. But instead of a staff, because I feel like that'd be really like hard to carry around in the school, especially during a killing game, I feel like she would have a wand, which is exactly what I gave her, because not only does that work for an ultimate magician, because it's like performance-wise, she can wave it around and do her tricks, but also as an ultimate mage, quote-unquote. Because wands are just very iconic to wizards, really. Any kind of spellcaster. If somebody who has magic isn't casting it with their hands, you know for sure they have a wand or something like that. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, maybe she could put it in like a belt or something. Of course I wanted to keep her hat because that hat is iconic for her silhouette, and silhouette is such an important part of character design anyway. Okay, so I do want to preface this. When I start doing colors, it's gonna start flashing because I did do saturation checks to make sure that the values weren't too similar. So anytime it starts, like, it's gonna start flashing white to make sure, put everything in grayscale and make sure all the values, yep, there's the first one. Sorry about that, it's flash warning. But I wanted to keep her color palette, which is just a lot of reds with like splashes of blue here and there. I tried not to put too much white because her skin is already really light, so the only white is the collar popping out of her vest. Brown is very similar to red, so I feel like I felt like it melded well and didn't clash too much, and so the only contrast you have is the blue of the gems in her hairpin, keeping her bangs back, and on her wand. Other than that, Himiko herself, even in canon, is a very red character, so I wanted to just have mainly 2 different shades of red, that way it wasn't too like complicated and cluttered. For design, Danganronpa has a real problem with cluttering their designs, so I wanted to try and undo some of that. So here we have my redesign of Tenko, the ultimate magician, or as she calls herself, the ultimate mage. I'm just finishing up the shading here and then coloring in the line art. And then I also added like that iconic Danganronpa introduction background. You'll notice it has the Hope's Peak crest on it. I know it's not the one for V3 for like the Academy for like gifted juveniles or whatever, but I don't really care that much. I don't. Next up is Tenko, which is going to show up any minute now. Part of her design that I really wanted to keep is her color palette, because her color palette's really nice, but I felt like her outfit wasn't very, like, combat ready, so I wanted to give her an outfit that was more inspired by traditional Aikido uniforms, which you'll see in the pants and the shirt. It's basically just an Aikido uniform shirt with the sleeves cut off. And I also wanted to give her a black belt because I just felt like it made sense. You know, she's a martial artist, an ultimate martial artist at that, so I just felt like put a black belt in her design. I feel like it worked. I also wanted to keep her bow. She was very top heavy before. There was so much happening. She had like a headband, a bow, and like ribbons in her hair. And so I wanted to change that a bit. So also that bow, by the way, the one that looks like leaves, what is it connected to on her original design? So I gave her a braided ponytail and also simplified her braid because I don't know what those loops were before. And here we have the entire V3 cast. As I fill out more of these, as I do more redesigns, I'll fill them out with color, but here are the Tenko and Himiko redesigns. I'm gonna do Maki next. I don't know who else, but I'm quite proud of these. I hope you enjoyed the designs and the video. I hope to do more of these soon. Give me a follow or a subscription, depending on what you're seeing this on, whether it be Instagram. I doubt this is gonna go on TikTok or YouTube. If you want to see more of these, keep me in mind. Maybe give me a follow or a subscription. Maybe both, if you want to see these on 2 different platforms. Goodbye!